More than 60% of the American children have been exposed to violence, crime, and abuse. Exposure can happen at home. It can happen in the streets. It can happen during school or on the internet, where children face serious and unprecedented threats.
Our biggest concerns in dealing with children who experience violence is the long-term impact on their health. We know that this experience will influence their likelihood of experiencing mental illness, their vulnerability to HIV, their likelihood of experiencing even chronic diseases such as diabetes, cancer, and heart disease.
At least 1 in 6 children in the city of Boston have had one or multiple exposures to the following: parental divorce or separation, parental incarceration, household substance abuse, household mental illness, domestic violence, community violence, and financial strife.
I'm going to say 100% of our youth experience some sort of violence. If it's not firsthand, it's secondhand.
The trauma that communities and young people can experience is really something we need to deal with.
The Defending Childhood Initiative began as an effort to do research to find out what really works in reducing violence. Violence causes trauma, and what we are trying to do is share with the rest of the nation what trauma is, what trauma-informed care is all about, and actually implement trauma-informed care in their schools, in their communities, across the nation in ways that are constructive and positive and that help children understand and address the issues they have.
Our organization serves families who have been victimized by homicide. And of course, that includes adults, children, co-victims, which may include neighbors and other close friends. Intimate partner homicide is a huge problem here in Memphis. On a September morning of 2014, a young woman went to work. She worked at a daycare center. She pulled on the parking lot and was shot and murdered by her husband. This woman, who was greatly loved by the other workers, by the children, had lost her life violently in the sight of young children and workers and members of the community. Through DCI, we had that network of support already in place, caring and compassionate professionals who are embedded in the community through their organizations. We were able to go into the home of that mother whose daughter had been killed to help her with victims' compensation, to even help walk her through what you do in order to get custody of the children who are left.
This administration is deeply committed to using every tool that we have to bring about a healing in the community.
To date, we've trained close to 2,000 people through that curriculum, and we've been able to do pre and post tests, so we're able to also understand what knowledge gain people are making.
We have a high domestic violence rate on our reservation.
The drug rate here with methamphetamine right now is off the chart. It's unbelievable. Our communities are afraid to even go out at night. They won't go walking. They won't go to the playground with their children while the sun's down.
The violence is pretty bad around here.
Tribal communities who are experiencing intergenerational trauma, we have to find new and better approaches, many of which will have a cultural component to them.
We are developing a training specific to Indian country for officers on children's exposure to violence. And that is a huge deal. We utilize the Lakota culture to prevent, respond to, and reduce the impact of children's exposure to violence.
The Tokala Najro Permitting Program and the Defending Childhood Initiative help us make our ideas a reality.
You see kids that were probably on a road where they would be a dropout, but now they're graduating.
We're able to share so many lessons, and I'm able to borrow from Portland, Oregon, DCI. I'm able to talk to the folks in Memphis and hear what's going on with them.
DCI has given us an opportunity to build capacity, especially in the faith community, which for Memphis is part of our DNA.
DCI helped open eyes and then basically picked our children up when they're laying on the ground and helped them walk again.
It's undeniably hard work, but it is such fulfilling work. That's why you keep going.
If we can prevent exposure to this trauma or mitigate its consequences, we can really change the world.